Hey guys, what's up? Rick Bigger here at Northside Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and today I'm going to go over what we call the agreement. So any new student that's starting, you have to cover this before you can train. What the agreement is, I like to say it's the 4 rules that matter. So rule number 1, always be respectful. This is a catch-all rule, covers a lot of stuff. We're all grown adults and we should know what being respectful is, but sometimes you got to help people out. Okay, so here at the gym, being respectful starts from the moment you get here. Make sure that you're on time. Once you get into the gym, understand this is a learning environment. There are classes going on and people are paying to be instructed, so don't ruin their time. When you get in here, remember I'm here to learn, so come in. Try to keep your voice at a reasonable level. Don't be loud and talking during other classes or when the instructor is talking. Once you get into training, if you're a drilling partner, be a good drilling partner. Okay, your partner needs you to let the moves work on them. When you're drilling, don't be resisting. Don't be trying to teach them something else. Okay, play along, be a good drilling partner. Once we get to rolling, okay, you've got to be cool when you roll. Okay, jiu-jitsu, we train 100% every single day. We're going live against resisting opponents. That's one of the things that makes it most effective. So make sure that despite that, you are a resisting opponent, that you're not being dirty. Okay, if you're bigger than the person, you've been training a lot longer than them, make sure that you take care of them, make sure you help them out. Okay, we want to provide a good, nice learning environment. We don't want dirty grapplers that are being rude or bullying people on the mats. There's zero tolerance for that. So last on, always be respectful. If you feel like you're being treated disrespectfully or bad by another student or even myself, it's your responsibility to bring that to my attention. I'm the head instructor here. It's my job to take care of you. It's my job to provide a good, nice, safe learning environment for you. So make sure you bring that directly to me and it will be taken care of. All right, so rule number 2, everybody learns something. Every day when you come to the class, you should learn something. Okay, some of this responsibility is on you, the student. When you come in, be prepared to learn. Be in a learning mindset. There's lots of aspects of jiu-jitsu, and one of them is that it's a great social environment. It's a good place to get into, have fun with your friends, talk about the day that you had, and get out away from your family, get out away from work, come and have a good time. But don't forget that you're here to learn. You have to show up with that. So how do we do that? We come in, we pay attention to the moves that are being taught that day, and we drill them, we do what's asked of us. Okay, this is not open mat, this is a class. Work on the moves that you were shown, drill them the way that you were shown them. Don't try to create variations when you just saw a new move, okay? If you're that good, you shouldn't be in the class, right? Come in, drill what you've been shown, work on it, and it will work, okay? You have to pay attention. You have to also ask questions. If you have a question, ask. We'll get it answered for you. If you're one of the upper belts, you're a blue belt, you're a purple belt, and you see the instructor missing something, or you think they're missing something, or you see something you commonly struggle with whenever you were a new student, raise your hand, ask a question, because there's probably a lot of people that are too embarrassed to ask the question. You've been here a while, you know that this is a good environment and you can trust the instructor. He's gonna answer your question, so ask it for him. All right, rule number 3. Rule number 3, nobody gets hurt. Okay, the way that we do that, no one gets hurt. It is our job, or it's our goal every day, to get in here, train as hard as we can without any injuries. All right, a couple of things with that, right? First and foremost, you need people to train with. You need training partners to be able to train jiu-jitsu, boxing, wrestling, mixed martial arts, okay? You need these training partners. You cannot train this by yourself. So you have to take care of your partners. Every time one of them gets hurt, obviously it's bad because that person is injured, but also it's bad for the whole team. You just lost one of those components of your team that makes you so good, right? So you got to remember, going back to the first rule there, jiu-jitsu is trained against live resisting opponents every single day, right? It's very effective. They've tested out Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu for years. We've seen it in the UFC. We've seen it in other mixed martial arts events. We've seen it in all the sport tournaments. We know that it works, okay? Jiu-Jitsu was originally designed to choke an opponent until they go unconscious or even die if you don't stop. And it was designed to attack the limbs and break them, okay? And we know that it works. It's been tested out. So don't test that, okay? We use the tap out here. If you are wrong with somebody and you get in a weird position, your arm is caught, you've got a choke on, okay, you need to tap out. Tap out early and often, and it'll give you a nice long career, and you'll be able to get really good at jiu-jitsu. Okay, so a couple things with that also is if you realize your partner's not going to tap and you know you've got the move, you know that you're going to injure them, don't prove it, okay? Don't prove that jiu-jitsu works. Just let the person go, let them move on. Eventually they're going to get injured if they keep doing that. Don't be the one that does it. Okay, last on, if you do, sometimes it happens, you get caught in a choke, you don't realize how tight it is, or it comes on faster than you thought, and you get choked unconscious. If that happens here at Northside, you're done for the day, you have to go home. Okay, do not let people choke you out. It doesn't prove that you're tough. It is dangerous. It's not good for you. Your brain has a limited amount of brain cells. We don't want to damage any of them. All right, so rule number 4 is no one leaves mad. That's the last rule of the agreement. Okay, so what do I mean by that? We just talked about how much to train jiu-jitsu live. We train against each other. We're going out. People, you're going to get beat. You're going to get tapped out. Sometimes you're flat out going to get your face rubbed in the mat, and it's not going to be a great experience. Okay, some rolls go well, and you're the hammer. Some rolls don't go as well, and you're the nail. That's just the way it is. So one of the best lessons jiu-jitsu can teach you is to deal with this frustration, deal with this adversity, and deal with these losses. And you can take those lessons and use them in a lot of aspects of life. At some point in time, you're going to get frustrated. You might have a partner that's being dirty. You might just have a partner that's better than you, and they're just beating you, okay, again and again and again. Especially when you're new, you're going to lose a lot. So you're going to have to learn to deal with these losses, and you're going to have to learn to deal with this frustration. One of the hardest things for me when I was coming up and I was learning was dealing with this. And I used to get pretty frustrated, and I used to get mad on the mat almost on a daily basis. So remember, it will happen to you at some point in time. It's okay. It's a natural thing. Just take a step off the mat, take a moment, collect yourself, come back on the mat and finish training. Okay? If you do lose it and get mad and something happens, okay, we've got to go sit down and talk about it, and we've got to figure out that that is not the way we can go. So remember, no one gets mad. All right, so just to recap real quick, the agreement, rule number 1, always be respectful. Rule number 2, everybody learns something. Rule number 3, nobody gets hurt. And rule number 4, no one leaves mad. All right, so that's what we call the agreement. Every new student gets it. We've all heard it dozens and dozens, some of us hundreds of times. Okay, we all agree to it, and that keeps us out of having any problems. You follow these 4 easy rules, everything's good here. You get to stay in a nice, great, awesome training environment with a great team and get better. Thanks for watching, guys. That's what I got, and I will see you guys very soon.